Hey everyone, welcome back to more Flesh and Bad, and today we're going to be continuing our Zen experimentation. So this is going to be the same list as yesterday's video, which I'm, again, recording all on the same day, just to kind of like get some videos out, because I know that people are kind of prepping for the PQ season, and we want to kind of get back into the routine of things. So this list is the exact same for yesterday. Again, yesterday, or from yesterday's video, but today's recording, obviously. Uh, so we're still on the Cosmics. Again, I think the Cosmics actually really shined in the last recording. So I do like the two Cosmics in case people are still on CYB, which it looks like people are still experimenting with, which is really interesting. And again, I think our defensive package in the new is really solid. Again, I'm not sure if we need the weakest links, but maybe they're fine. And today I want to try to get some non-new decks. So let's see if we can get some like aggro decks like Aurora, or maybe like an Enigma, because I think I need more practice into Enigma as well, just because I feel like I've been getting high rolled really badly lately. So anyways, yeah, with that, I think we'll go ahead and get into the games. All right, we got the Zen Mirror. The Zen Mirror, I think we want weakest links. Let's say good luck, have fun. We definitely want our CNCs, and then is there anything we want to cut? Growl's pretty mid. Can maybe bring on Flick Flax. One or two Flick Flax over what? Over like maybe a Tiger Eye or something. It kind of seems fine. Let's run it like this and see how it goes. Alright, and we're already off to a good start in the Zen Mirror, and then we have turn 1 Transcend as well as levels, so that's really good for us. We do see our opponent is on Needles, so this will actually be an interesting test of whether or not Needles are still good. But we'll go ahead and do the turn 1 Transcend, which is just super nasty. Gain a resource, and activate Zen. I think we're just going to get like a Mullen Key or something here. Mullen Key seems fine. And I think we're just going to do Buff Go on this, since we already have a card we want our arsenal. So do Buff Go. I guess, like, we're not guaranteed to necessarily have the drawn card convert into 2 damage. So I'm doing it this way as opposed to, like, drawing into a card. So we already have 3 here, and then Mullen Key. Like, our turn's already kind of priced out, and then we also want to just arsenal blue, ideally. So I think this is a pretty good start for us. Obviously, having access to turn 1 Transcend is super ideal in Zen Mirror, although going first is not necessarily. We do see a Headley's Tail. Okay, this is definitely a spicy list. It's maybe a more Tiger focused build. That'd be pretty interesting. Alright, we do see Armor Block early. I think that's good for us. Again, one thing... So, I'm not going to say this is wrong to block with armor, because we don't know what their hand looks like, and maybe they're just trying to like save life or something. But it feels like kind of bad to pop Pouncing Paws just to save 1 damage. Like, you can use this to stop a breakpoint on like a weakest link or like a CNC or something. Like, you block Traverse and Pouncing Paws, you obviously get 6 whole value there, which is really strong generally. Curious to see if they're going to try to use their needles early, because it seems like a pretty big liability this early in the game to have these needles. Because I'm more than willing to commit cards to popping these early. I wonder if they're on like some spice like Concealed Blade. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if people actually run that, but you can dream, right? Okay, so here we have a Mullen Key. I think we're fine to just give Traverse here and just turn on our levels. Seems like a pretty strong hand just to kind of dump at them. And they are IPing at least 1 here. So I think we'll go ahead and start with the Harmony, see what we hit. We're probably going to play it anyway. So we hit another Harmony as per the usual. And then we'll do levels, activate Zen. I feel like it's 0 cost here. And then we can draw, go, arsenal, whatever we get. Draw, go. Blue's not bad in arsenal. I've also apparently just been informed that in the last video, apparently I was like below the camera the entire time, so this video I'm going to try not to do that. Let's see. So we can actually pitch the blue to Kakara, but I think having a blue is like fine. So let's go ahead and start spinning. Still get 3 value on our Harmony, which I think is reasonable. Then we get to hold on to a blue in Arsenal. Which is pretty good. Our opponent is also not transcended, notably, which is obviously quite good for us. It's a nice little 15 damage turn. Or I think it's 18 damage, right? Because we had the levels as well. So pretty solid. We do have an option to actually throw another 3 here if we want. We could play around CNC. It's kind of tempting. Do we need a blue super badly in Arsenal? I don't think we do. Maybe I'm fine to just convert this blue into 3 damage. Alright, we get him down to 16, but they do have a 5-card hand, so potentially a little bit scary. You find another Transcend, though, which is really, really good. We are drawing hot here. We basically had a Chi all 3 returns. Alright, Tiger Form Incantation. This to me suggests like a more Tiger-focused build, which is kind of cool. I think this was tried out early on, or at least I tried kind of like the Tiger Form. What's that card called? Tooth and Claw. I tried that out pretty early on, and I wasn't incredibly impressed, but it's not terrible, I don't think. And they are also on like Spice like Head Leads Tail, which is kind of interesting. So here we're basically never gonna block until they like commit like a needle or something, and then we're basically just gonna get them out of the way early. Right, they Zen, so they're not sandbagging to get like a Zen state or anything. Which I don't think we're really worried about either. All right, Chase is pretty good. They dealt 1 damage. Yeah, cool. Okay, so they did sequence correctly. Chase the Tail's fine. Oh, wait, is this second Chase the Tail? Oh, they're going for a double Chase the Tail. Bold. Okay. So the last card hand's probably like Aspect, and then they probably have... What? They probably are going to needle us. I think we're fine to give cards to. Yeah. Pretty solid turn. Double Chase the Tail. Not bad. But we are absolutely going to slam block this needle. Yep, and we'll just use Harmony here. Pop the needles as early and as often as you can. Here I'm going to 100 wins, and then depending on whether or not they use their Traverse here to like set up a Zen state, I might end up not getting like the full Chase line. Kind of depends on what they do. The Zen state's obviously quite good in the Zen, especially if they want to keep all their cards. But if they're like giving us blocks, it's obviously a lot less good. Okay, they are using Traverse here. So now the question is, do we want to just make a Zen state and stuff their 5-card hand? They could also just make a Zen state of their own, though. So maybe actually just sending Chase Aspect is better, because then we're forcing out a Zen state, potentially. It's an interesting decision point. 5-card hands, but they get Zen state tempo, kind of. The problem is, like, whoever makes the Zen state second tends to have a pretty substantial advantage. I think we're just getting Chase here, and if they want to Zen state us, I think that's fine. They could obviously have a really good turn next turn, but like I think it's probably better to send damage into Zen state. I think against old Zen it was better to like Zen state, but against like the more mid-rangey Zen, I don't think it's as impactful. Needles are definitely not bad this game, though. Like, they've only used one so far, and they've already stripped a card out of her hand. The Zemirs does still seem like it's like a 4 to 5 turn game, kind of. Especially if like one player or one or both players are kind of drawing hot. All right, we'll get an extra 6, put them down to 5, and then we have to kind of weather their next hand a little bit. They do still have 5 armor block, and then we're gonna have a full grip, so we can just like pop their needle and kind of take them off tempo. We're probably in good shape. We'll see. Depends on what their hand is, obviously. All right, we do find another Transcend card, but it's kind of awkward with this hand. A little bit. We'll see what their hand is. They have used 2 Chase the Tails, so that is 2 pretty big threats out of the deck. We've also used 2 Chases as well, though, right? Or we used 1. Yeah, we used 1. Alright, there's the 3rd Chase the Tail, so pretty solid. Alright, Tiger for 0 is fine. They're gonna maul me? That'd be funny. It might be on maul. I'm kind of curious to look after this game. Find a Breed Anger, so maybe they have another aspect or some other way to generate a Tiger in hand. We're just going to say no blocks, though. They already used their Chi, so we're not really at risk of end state, and we still have 5 Fridge that can hopefully deal with their turn. Alright, there's Tiger for 1, so that's fine. There's Chase, and then what is their last Tiger? I'm kind of curious. Alright, so it's another aspect, so that's pretty good from them. Yeah, double Chase aspect turns pretty solid. They're still only coming in for 6 total, though, depending on what the last card is. Alright, here comes Needle. Do we want to block Needle? It is somewhat reasonable to let it go through, especially when our hand is this good. But, so they have Tiger that comes in for 3. Like, us blocking the Needle doesn't actually do a ton this turn, because I think we're just priced into killing them next turn. They have 9 block. We can do Chase Aspect Tiger Swipe. Or no, we can do Chase Aspect. Or we can do level for 4, go again, into Chase Aspect, which is 4 plus... sorry, hold on, thinking real quick. So it's 4 plus 0 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4. So that's 15 damage that we can throw at them. It's definitely not bad. Yeah, I think we say no block on the Needle, and then whatever they have next, I think I just want to basically take them off being able to use Needle, I think. Think that makes the most amount of sense. All right. And the worst case scenario here is like swipe or something. I mean, swipe doesn't really even do anything. It's just more like a 0 for 4. So they may block 1 here, just play around like grain that tips the scale, because I don't... This wasn't grain, right? This was drop. So I guess we'll play around grain, and then 0 for 4 we block with like a card. Or like chess piece and Shuko. Something like that. See what their last card in hand is. Okay, nothing. So now we have to send our full grip at him. So this is why we didn't block Needle. So we'll do levels, grain, transcend, gain a resource, and then we get chase, which we still have. There might have actually been consideration because we have the pouncing paws to get another tiger, so we could have just blocked with aspect, and we're basically only losing out on 3 damage there. Maybe it was reasonable. We'll do go. And then they should have to give us the majority of cards in hand, I imagine. Alright, they had a Tiger Eye, which is pretty good. Again, it's only a 3 block, really, in this scenario. I don't know if Tiger Eye is all that good in the mirror. Feels like you maybe just want Flick Flack just to, like, soak up more damage. I feel like the mirror is mostly just about transcending early and often just throwing your whole hand at your opponent and not necessarily, like, factoring blocking into your game plan. So you are going to still be able to send 3 and 4, which will strip 2 cards out of their hand. So they'll be left with maybe like a blue, like a 1, or like a, I'm not even sure what the best case scenario is here. Maybe the best case scenario is like Tiger Swipe, blue or something. It's hard to say. Could have also considered arsenaling a tiger here, but I guess it's the same as like having pouncing paws, right? So you get 1 more card out of them, and then they needle us. So I think on that last turn, maybe just using pouncing paws instead of aspect is better, but we're losing out on 3 damage, I guess. It's close. I'm not entirely sure which one's better. Alright, take another 2. Still have 4 fridge and then full grip next turn. Okay. Little bit suspect, but we can make this work. So we can effectively block like 7-ish. Oh, do we need to be scared of Maul? Is this a Maul gamer? Oh no. I'm about to get mauled, am I? This might actually be Maul. That's kind of terrifying. Fuck. Yeah, I think we just lose to Maul. It feels bad. Okay, no, we're fine. We're fine. Okay. Everything is fine. No Maul, just E-Strike. Okay. I'm fine with a bad card. So, which I think E-Strike kind of is. So we block 7 here, right? Block 7, and then do 4. What's the play next turn? We can transcend. Transcend, get chase, play chase. Not sure what's better there. Yeah, I guess this is. We could also pitch the spinning. This is fine, I guess. I don't know. So we'll do 4, 2, 1, and then Arsenal pass over, I guess, and we should be chilling. It's a little bit closer than I would have expected. But we still had like tempo for the last like 2 turns, kind of. Unsure. There maybe was, like, I think that aspect block was maybe correct at some point, but leaving them with needle never feels great, but I don't know if they're actually going to get the opportunity to really use it super effectively. Because this still strips out 2 cards from their hand. So at most, they're going to be sending 1 card at me. There are definitely, I think, some minor optimizations we could have made this game. Alright, pop the pause, get another 1 breakpoint that forces another card out of hand. And then we Arsenal pass over and get Tipa full grip against their 1 card, so I think we're still fine. They had some pretty nasty turns though. They basically got full value out of 3 Chase the Tails. It's pretty sick. All right, let's see what the last card is. Maybe Ancestral Harmony and spike something off the top. I don't even know what you can get. You can get like, ooh, Roar. Yeah, Roar, isn't it? So we'll block with. I don't think it matters here. Just pouncing. All right, and then we'll Biting Breeze. So they obviously have to block this or they die, so we're not going to get the Tiger, but we can just get Aspect, right? We still have one left. Yeah, we still have one left. And then pass over, we'll target Needle. And then get our Aspects. And then we'll use our Spinning as pitch. Should kill. Because we get 4-3-3. And I think Needles were kind of like okay there. Like they definitely, I don't know. I'm hesitant to say that they were okay. They kind of did feel a little bit clunky. Like we had the option to basically break Needle whenever we wanted to. I don't know. It's definitely like if you're getting to turn 6, they're not bad. Oh, they did have Maul. Oh shit. Okay, wait, how many Mauls were they on? Oh damn. We could have easily lost there. What a gamer. That's sick. Yeah, Maul. Oh wait, they had all three Mauls. Holy shit, that's terrible. Oh, and they're on Swamp? Oh. This is such a cool deck. I love your deck. I don't know who you are, the Psycho, but you are a Psycho. Yeah, this is awesome deck. I love this. Obviously, like Swamp and Maul are like terrible cards, but again, they are incredibly fun, which is really awesome. Yeah, but that's a really cool deck. Thank you, the Psycho, for that really cool game. But anyways, yeah, let's see if we can get another one. All right, let's see if we can get some Enigma practice. I generally like to go first into Enigma, and then what's our Enigma board currently at? Do think we maybe want the blue pouncing key. React seem kind of mid. Cosmic seem good. It seems pretty alright to me. I do like the weakest links as well, just for poppers, and then also like threatening the hand. Yeah, this all looks good to me. We're on Cosmics in case they're still running CYB, which I've seen a little bit of. It's definitely like possible to still be a CYB deck with just the red and the yellow copies, but I don't actually know how good that is. It's kind of okay though, in that one game we played against the new. We'll see how this goes though. I think in the board we're just cutting Winds of Eternity for what is it? Winds of Eternity for something. So here I think I'm just gonna send Kakara to filter out cards. So I guess we'll pitch Wind Chakra and Arsenal Harmony. I don't want to like commit too many things in case they want to opt for like developing an aura. So I think we're just gonna pass here. And Arsenal Harmony. Spectral Manifestations is fine. So worst case scenario, it's like this into Disruption. But we still have like a pretty decent hand through that anyways. So we'll take 4 here. All right, and then there's the Metamorph. Definitely pretty high on the damage scale, but we could actually give up our Pouncing Paws to kind of unbrick this hand a little, because we currently don't have like a really great way to develop out Tiger Swipe. I'm going to give up Pouncing Paws here. It might come to bite me, but I think it's pretty reasonable that we're going to use our Tiger next turn, just to kind of develop out this swipe. All right, 10 damage on turn 1 is pretty scary, though. All right, we'll start with the Harmony and see what we hit, though. We have at least 2 combo cards we want to play, so it's a minimum of +2. We find an Aspect of Tiger Body. That is also very interesting. I guess it doesn't really change. Well, it kind of does. So we can do Pouncing Paws, Tiger Swipe. The Tiger Swipe will get buffed. Then we do... I guess it doesn't really matter when we use the Kakara, right? So I guess we should just do it now. Because it's always going to be applied on a Tiger that comes in for 1. Alright, so presumably break the Spectral Shield, that's good. Notably, they're on Footsteps and Gesture. Pop the pause, and then do Tiger, Tiger Swipe, Arsenal the Blue Hunter Winds for when we hit Transcend, hopefully. That comes in for 6, which is obviously quite good. We get to send out a pretty high damage turn. So we get him to 21 effectively, and then we get to still keep an Arsenal. Not bad. We do need to find Transcend, but not in a terrible spot yet. So Mirror Guy coming in for 4. This hand is a little bit of a brick. I'm like slightly regretting using the Tiger there, but it is what it is. So I don't think we're going to block this. I think we're going to block whatever the next thing is. So we're going to take 4 off this Mirror Guy. I think we're probably just sending CNC next turn. Or are they going to pump it? Yeah, that's definitely scary. It's coming in for 10. It's pretty good. And then shield for 1. So here we can do 2, 1 CNC, but that sucks so bad. Yeah, this is definitely a hand where a Tiger would have helped, but alas, what are you gonna do? I think that might have been like a slight mistake, but I don't know what we're doing with that hand otherwise. They are on truce, which is also notably interesting. So now we have to presumably play the game of defend the Mirror Guy. So come in for 2. Either give us a card here, or they like do some traverse shenanigans. Hopefully they're stuck with the react though, and the CNC is at least a little bit annoying. So we do want to clear this Mirror Guy. Again, finding no Transcend in the first 3 turns is kind of normal, but a little bit unfortunate. Especially against Enigma, where you do want to see it pretty early. Though if we can catch him with like a Sync and a Fade or something, and then like a no block and something else, which might actually be what just happened. Oh, they didn't even Transcend either, right? Okay, we're maybe not in a terrible spot despite the 10 damage Mirror Guy coming at us. Yeah, this is rough. But I think we just gotta do it. This is how I lose most of the time, is just like not being able to clear a Mirror Guy. Alright, here comes CNC. Do we want to follow suit and just give up the armor? It's kind of reasonable. What's the alternative play? So I think we want to Growl, Aspect, Breed. And then what does Chase do? Chase doesn't really do anything, does it? We could block 7 here, and then we can Growl, Aspect, Pouncing Key, but then we wouldn't Breed Anger. I guess we're never Breed Angering on this hand. Yeah, we're pretty much never doing that. So maybe we just block 7. Or could block 6 here. Are we going to be able to get to the point where we're actually able to use Traverse? Probably not. Maybe 6 armor is just correct here. It's a little bit unfortunate. Okay, so we'll start with our Growl into Aspects. So the Growl is actually coming in pretty clutch here, because we're going to be able to get a 1 pump on our Tiger, which would be kind of annoying for them. And then I think we're just planning on... maybe we should have given up Chase the Tail, actually. I didn't really count the mana out. Yeah, that was a mistake. Alright, there's the Fate. And then we get the +1 on this Tiger from a Growl. Should hopefully be a bit annoying. Then we can do Pouncing Key here, which should force at least 1 more card out of hand, if it's a D-React. And then I guess we're just sending the Breed Anger now, because we need to clear this Mirror Guy to win. Okay, great hand. And we finally cleared that stupid fucking... oh. Alright, we finally cleared that mirror guy. So I guess we're starting with Harmony now. Then we can. Oh, that's really good. It's kind of suspect though, because now we have to like give our Tiger Swipe go again. Yeah, I think that's the best course of action here. So it's definitely been a little bit unfortunate for us. Turn 5 Transcend is generally not where you want to be against Enigma. Alright, we'll go again though. Hitting off Harmony is also very fortunate, by the way. Probably should mention that. We do get a decent chunk of damage here. But we might be just slightly too far behind. Alright, there's another Fate. This is why I've been kind of considering a Maul, like a one-of Maul. I don't know if that's actually helpful though, because like you still need to have like the one cost to play it on top of. So maybe like Empowerment ends up being better. Alright, we get him 16 to 9. Again, both of us have no armor. Alright, they get a Phantasmaclasm, which is also quite solid. I think they bottomed the weakest link, and we find a weakest link. That's kind of funny. Well, that's good luck for us. Which I think we're just gonna go ahead and use to pop. Stuff their whole turn, basically. And then we'll do Stick. I think we just want to Arsenal the Wind Chakra for a future turn. And then just send spinning, so 6 card, or 2 card 6. Kind of mid. I do think poppers are generally still strong even into Enigma. Right, there's Restless. Right, Ripple away as well. Gets Arsenal Wind Chakra. Weakest link is a little bit annoying, but we can kind of just do the same play where we block 6 and then send 6. But our 6 is a little bit more annoying. So, yep, we'll just keep doing that. Hopefully chipping away a little bit at them. But again, once they find like a really good hand, we're maybe in a little bit of danger. Alright, Spectral Manifestation is definitely potentially scary. And I don't think we're really playing around etchings or anything here. So I think we're just going to take this. And there's CNC, which I think we are fine with. It's a little bit annoying. You can block 6 here, and then we'll do Wind Chakra, Stir the Pot, Tiger Swipe, Tiger Swipe, something. Doesn't seem too bad. Sure. I definitely don't know who's ahead here. Feels like they're slightly ahead. But we do have a pretty decent turn next turn. Alright, we'll Wind Chakra, Stir. Get, what do we want here? I guess we can still get a Pouncing Key in case the Tiger Swipe ends up hitting. Because it's basically the same damage as 100 wins anyways, right? It's coming in for 3. With the upside of potentially having 5. Okay. Yeah, I'm sold on that. So you get to do 3, 4, 3, or 4. Not terrible. Alright, hold the line I'm fine with, but that maybe means Transcend. Okay. This is maybe still fine for us. Especially if they're not able to efficiently block this Tiger Swipe, although if they have a 3 block, they are able to. Alright, they have 4 block, which is even better. Means they get to hang on to their Spectral Shield. Now we send another 3. So if they have another 3 block, then they can keep the Spectral Shield alive, but they wouldn't be able to swing with both Spectrals. Yep, okay. Definitely scary still for us, but this hand... We have the option here to not... Could block this. Send 2, then 4, or send 2, then 5. Arsenal Passover. It's definitely close. We go 4. So we're not really able to use this hand incredibly effectively. I think that makes sense. 2 then 5 should threaten pretty much the same thing. They've also seen a lot of the reacts, so they have 1 sync below left. They didn't play out the chi either. Interesting. Why? Hold the line again. Okay. What are they saving chi for? Maybe like a mirror guy or something? Seems weird to me. Alright, they have a 3-card hand, one of which is a chi. There's Mirror Guy, which they are going to be able to Rising Sun swing with Mirror Guy for 8. So that's obviously not great. That means we have to give 2 cards to this thing. Oh, that sucks. Okay, but we'll make the best of it. Oh, the Growls are not coming in clutch here either. Actually, they might be. Block 3, 6. Do Biting Breeze plus Passover. They have to give us... I think we have to keep on holding onto the Growl, right? Because we need to pump that Tiger to threaten the Mirror Guy. Definitely interesting. Alright, we'll start with Biting Breeze. Alright, they Homage. It's annoying. Preserve is also a little bit annoying. I imagine they're gonna Footsteps here. Or maybe they're just keeping the entire hand. Or, okay, using a chi. That also makes sense. Alright, we'll pass over. They use their Preserve, right? Yep, so they use their Preserve, so you don't have to worry about anything. I guess we'll just get rid of a CNC and then activate Zen. You can get a Pouncing Key. It's probably the best bet, right? Yeah. The Growls have been pretty good into Enigma, I found, because then you just get to buff the Tiger. I think what really is hurting us this game is just not transcending. Or we transcended, I think, a little bit too late until we had to give armor. But we also didn't have to give armor that turn. We could have blocked Shuko and Kasaya and then done something different. So now we put him to 1. It's still kind of suspect. You have a chi in hand still. Yeah, this is still not looking good for us. So block 3 or 2 here. If they have an etchings, they kill us, but not much we can do. Alright, weakest is also annoying, but again, not much we can do here. Block chase. And then I think we're just throwing this out at them because they have to give us a card for this. Again, this is not necessarily a winning position. Okay, block with Warmongers. Pretty good. Spectral annoying, but you gotta block it. Restless, definitely also annoying. Yeah, we're just a little bit too far behind. I think we could have made this game slightly better for us. We'll block with Pounce a Key here. No, Spectral Shield. Oh, they ripple away. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Go to 1. Yeah, I think it's over. We'll Arsenal pass, and then I think we're pretty much cooked from here. Pitching the Sacred Art. Yeah, it's not looking good. Block 3. Yeah, and there's Etchings. Yeah, that gets us. I think we maybe could have played a little bit more efficiently this game. But again, it was pretty rough that they saw their mirror guy super early. Let's see if we can get another one, though. We have an Ira. I generally still like to go second in Ira. I don't know if I have a board for her yet. I like the Cosmics. I like the weakest, not the weakest links, the Flick Flax. And then I kind of like the React package into her. All right, give him a good luck, have fun. Yeah, I think we're cutting Growl. And then, is there anything else we want to cut? I feel like Spinnings, I think, are pretty mid. And then, is there anything else? Maybe like the 2 Winds of Eternity, around like 61. That seems fine. Sure. Let's run like this and see how it goes. So it looks like they're fat decking a little bit. They're at 65 total. All right, so I'll take the 1 Kodachi. We'll block the second one with our Tiger Eye, seems fine. Just get a Tiger queued up for next turn. We get to hold on to our levels as well. All right, Spinning Wheel Kick is fine. Let's go ahead and block a 3. So we look another 1, but that's okay. Still saving back 2 cards that I think are pretty good. And then Warmongers is A-okay with me. I'll choose War. Sure. Okay, decent hand aside from the Cosmic. Oh, we can just use that for pitch. So we'll go ahead and levels, preserve. What are we doing with our preserve? We preserve. Oh yeah, mauling. I guess we don't really have a choice. Then we'll activate Zen. We can do what here? We have 2 Tigers, so we can just chase still, right? Seems good. And then we just do draw go. Yeah, I think draw go is probably slightly better than +2 in case we find something. Okay, so notably we can't play the Windchopper this turn, but that's fine. We need to save that for next turn. Which means we're probably playing out the 100 Winds for value. So let's try to send as many 1 breakpoints as we can. So this Tiger will come in for 1. Chase will come in for 4. That will come in for 4. This will come in for 1. Seems like the best way to arrange the Shuko triggers. Definitely a pretty good start, and we get to keep an arsenal as well. Definitely not terrible. The Warmongers kind of mattered. It like stopped 3 damage immediately. Definitely not terrible. Coming in for 4, and then we're coming in for another 1. I guess technically the buff on levels was technically 1 more damage, wasn't it? So maybe we should have just buffed levels. I was kind of like iffy between the 2. Like we could draw into like a 0 cost there or something. I'm not sure which is right. All right, notably our opponent is not on Needle, which I think is the correct play. We do have a Syncable here to cover like an annoying breakpoint on like a weakest link or a CNC or something. Or not a CNC, because obviously you can't do that, but all right, here, what do we want to give up? We could give up like a Breed Anger. I don't think that's terrible. We could also just block whatever the next thing is because we have a sink. Kind of fine with, we'll just block the next thing. I do maybe also want to give up Pouncing Paws this turn to kind of unbrick this hand a little bit because it is a little bit of a clunker. But if this is just like Censor, I think we cover with like Pouncing Paws and Sink. They also don't have their Tunic up. So I think we're just going to block a Pouncing Paws, Sink below, and then we're going to sink our Breed Anger. I hope to find like a blue or something more relevant. That seems okay to me. I didn't want to use Traverse here yet, just because, like, I really want to have a blue in my hand and the access, the ability to do, like a Chase the Tail, ideally. All right, this is okay, though. Not amazing, not, like, terrible. So we'll start with Kakara, see what they do. So you can do 2, 1, 5, potentially 0, and then potentially 3 or 4. We are just going to use our Pouncing Paws to like unbrick this hand, though. We're basically getting like 4 or 5 value out of this, right? Depends. I don't think they're blocking this unless it's with like a D-React or something. Sure, that's fine. Opponent's also on Pouncing Paws. Kind of interesting. It's maybe more of a Tigery Ira build. All right, we do get another 4 here, though. So pretty good use of Pouncing Paws, I think. I'm down to 24. We still have our armor. I think we're pretty good here. Find Flick Flack, which is also pretty decent against Ira. Our hand leaves a little bit to be desired, though. I think we're probably going to try to use Sink to filter this Breed Anger into a blue. All right, here comes Bittering for 5. It's a little bit unfortunate. I don't think I'm giving armor or anything here. I feel like I'm most likely to just Flick Flack this. But Flick Flack is also kind of like middling here. Maybe I am just doing it, though. Just so we can cover whatever their next thing is. We still let the on-hit go through, which is like whatever, but we are blocking 4 damage, potentially 5 with the Breed Anger next turn, or next Chain Link. All right, looking for Scrap is pretty spicy off of that 1 damage. So here, what do we want to do? I think we just give up the Breed Anger, and then do we let them have another card? Feels kind of bad, but also it's not the end of the world. You could also Sink and try to find a blue, but it's kind of risky. I don't want to pop Traverse here. Hand's a little bit rough. Maybe just give up the CNC, though. Just deny the card draw and play out the slow game, and then we play out Wind Chakra from Arsenal. It's a little bit low value, but maybe it's okay. Unless they have another thing, then we can just Sink below it. Nightingale's fine. All right, we'll just Sink below this, and then we hold on to our Arsenal. So pretty good turn from them, but we get all 5 cards out of their hand, and then we also get their Tunic counter. So kind of fine with this exchange. We deny the card draw as well. So I don't think we're behind necessarily because of that. This is another one of those hands that doesn't really turn on like a Chase the Tail off Traverse. Depends what they do here. Another Bittering is definitely a little bit annoying. What are the last two cards in hand? It could be like a blue and then like a weakest link. So if we use Traverse, block here, and then weakest link, we block here, we have a Chi in hand, and then we do something. It's not great, but I do just kind of want to deny this Bittering Thorns if I can. It's close. Close to see just double block here and then double block here, maybe. Or we can keep holding on to CNC. Let's block here and use Traverse, I guess. It kind of covers it pretty cleanly. And we can also just use this hand on defense if we want to make like a Zen state or something. All right, there's weakest link, which is probably worst case scenario, but still fine. So I guess here we just block here. A little bit unfortunate, but it happens. Still get to hold on our Chi and we covered a breakpoint, so I don't think that's the end of the world. Go ahead and activate Zen here. And we'll get, I guess, just a Mauling. Although we could get Breed Anger, get our Shuko trigger. If we want to just make it more annoying to block. I think it's more correct. So we did use our Traverse a little bit suboptimally there. I don't even know if the usage is necessarily suboptimal, but like we're not getting a ton of offensive value out of that Traverse specifically. We mainly just used it to cover like 4 damage, kind of. If you count the 1 Bittering Thorn damage plus the 1 coming over from it. Something like that. They are down to 16. We still have armor, so we're not like in terrible position. All right, Kodachi's coming in. Cineblux. I don't think you ever block the first Kodachi for Myra generally. I think it's almost always more right to just see what they do next. I don't think we're blocking this Kodachi because I do just probably want to block like a CNC or something more annoying. Like a sensor or something. So here I think we're fine. All right, leg tap coming in. So that's pretty annoying breakpoint. I do ideally want to deny the mass trigger, but I don't want to give up my whole deal just to do that. I guess we go ahead and block it. It's fine. If they want to like CNC or weakness like this afterwards, I think it's probably okay. This hand's kind of weak. We're kind of just waiting for more juice. All right, they're doing buff power for 7, so I think in this situation we are fine trading 7 damage for 7 damage because we are ahead on life, just slightly. So like our 7 damage I think more valuable than their 7 is. At least that's how I'm rationalizing it. They do have 2 more armor block than us, I guess. Something maybe I didn't factor in. I think it's fine here. We're just going to basically save armor to cover disruptive effect, and then we're hoping to use our Wind Chakra to kind of convert like a Transcend card, ideally. Okay, still no Transcend, which is a little unfortunate. But we'll go ahead and take the Kodachis again. And they are getting some good chip in. Like this is kind of Ira's strength, is the mid-range kind of value grind. All right, another Kodachi coming in for 2. Again, I don't think we blocked this either. Basically just get 3 free damage kind of every turn, which is pretty all right. All right, Tunic is coming off, and then I guess we're just sending CNC. So they're sending a CNC, we'll send a CNC. But they're getting like 3 free damage out of it. So, is what it is. Again, we're just waiting for a Chi or a Transcend card or something. Something where we can basically pop off. I think CNC is a little bit better against them than it is against us, just because they are pretty heavy on reacts. Like they have at least Sink Below and Flick Flack like we do, and they probably even have more copies of Flick Flack. Alright, Sigil Sauce, also pretty nasty actually from Arsenal. So they are definitely getting us to the point where they're kind of grinding us out. Alright, but we find our Transcend cards, which is good, and we also have 6 block in hand in case we need to block like a weakest link. So I don't think we're actually in all that bad of a position. Alright, Kadachi coming in. That's fine. And we'll see what their follow-up is. Okay, so looking for Scrap coming in for 5. Do we want to block this? Probably. If they have Warmongers, it's actually really annoying, isn't it? But I guess we can play around that by just blocking with like Harmony and 12 Petal, or actually, a Shuko block is actually better here. Or maybe block neither and just hope they don't have a follow-up is also maybe fine. Because this hand's pretty good. Like, as long as they don't spike like blue and weakest link off the top, I think we're actually kind of in a good spot. Or blue and like CNC, but they've already used 1 CNC. Giving them the card here is definitely risky. For sure. But I think I kind of like it, honestly. Because it lets us hold on to our armor too, which is kind of important. Especially if we're planning on getting some mana off of this next turn. Let's hope it's not blue plus weakest link. Okay, Warmonger is also quite bad. Yeah, that's rough. Okay. We can deal, though. We'll just use War. And then we pitch Harmony. We still get to keep the stupid Wind Chakra in Arsenal. A little bit unfortunate, but I think this hand's still fine without that. Still have 1 Chase the Tail in the deck, but I don't think we're getting it here. So we'll drop Path Well Traveled. I don't think we actually want to gain... Well, maybe we do want to gain resources, because we can also set up a Zen State. And we can also, like, Sandbag a Chi. I think that's fine. It's actually kind of fine to, like, IP ourselves with the Chi, maybe. And then we'll tutor a card. If they want to keep a big hand, I'm also kind of fine just making a Zen State instead of IPing yourselves with the Chi. Like if they keep a 4-card hand, we basically turn off Kadachi's. It's pretty good. Alright, they fade. If they go into like a 2-card hand, I'm probably just gonna keep the Chi. Because they can probably like just Kadachi plus me another Kadachi and Sensor, or Kadachi CNC or Weakest Link or something. So if they block out here, I'm not gonna make a Zen State, but okay. 3-card hand, what does that mean? Does that mean Zen State's good? That probably does mean Zen State's good. I'll take a 3-card hand from them. It seems a-okay to me. Alright, so they'll get no value out of this Kadachi, so we're already at +1 value from the Zen State, which is really good. And then I assume we're going to get another +1 value off of this next Kadachi, unless it's like Weakest Link or something. But this next hand actually kind of slaps. Assuming we do get to keep some of it. Alright, so Chain Link 1 for Mask, that's fine. They spinning. Which again, I think is fine. We'll use Flick Flack for whatever comes next, if there is anything that comes next. They don't have Tunic up, so they can't Razor this. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. We got our 3 value out of our Zen State, so it's already more than it was blocking. And then we still have another turn of it. Plus we get Sacred Art next turn, which is going to be very difficult for them to block. Although they still have armor up, I guess, so not that difficult. Okay, I'm fine with this. We win Chakra. And then we stir the pot. Yeah, stir the pot, I guess. And then we Sacred Art. Let the Wind Chakra resolve. Activate Zen. I think we just are fine getting a Chase the Tail here. I probably shouldn't have shown them all this, but again, I'm very tired after a long day of work, so. They get a Sink Blow on the first thing, that's okay. And then are we pitching the Flick Flack or are we pitching the 100 Winds here? I feel like if we're the aggressor, Flick Flack goes down in value, especially when we have a Zen state. So I maybe want to just hold on to 100 Winds for sending more gas at them next turn. At least that's my rationale. You get to send 5 and then another 1. So block with Sensor and Shuko. Sure. We get another 1 damage in, and then they Kadachi, which gets blocked, and then send like a 6 power or something. So we get 5 total value out of this end state, which is pretty alright. Wonder if holding on to Flick Flack was actually correct there. It's entirely possible. We'll see, though. Right, obviously we don't care about Kadach. If this is weakest link, it's actually fine. So if they, it might have actually been better, if they have a weakest link in hand and they're using Tuna Counter to play it, then I think it might have actually been better to put it on. Yeah, so if they put the +1 on the weakest link, then we have to give 2 real cards. But because they did it like this, we actually get Shuko plus Tiger Swipe, and then we don't have a Chase the Tail. What combo cards do we actually have left? So I don't think we actually need Aspect, right? So I guess we just get rid of Aspect. So the way they did it actually was probably wrong to block with the second Kadachi, or to attack with the second Kadachi. But it's hard to know. I mean, it's new hero, you know. It's just like slightly more annoying to put the +1 on the weakest link than it is to put it on Kadachi, because I'm pretty much just inclined to blocking out the Kadachi, and you're not really getting any extra damage. Okay, so here we'll activate Zen. Getting 100 wins, I guess, is okay. Yeah, 100 wins, sure. I would have probably gotten a 1 cost like a Breed Anger, but I think we're out of those. So we'll do 2, 1, 4, 3, 4. Should get most of the way there. I mean, it depends if they have like a flick or something, but. So it looks like they have like some kind of React Fate, sure. It's pretty tanky airless. So they have Sinks, Fates, and Flick Flacks. Interesting, good information. And then we'll do 3 and a 4. So this forces at least 1 other card out of hand, and then this next card might force either Tunic, or it might force like Mask, or another card, sure. Totally fine with 1 more card, because Ira's 1-card hands are generally quite poor. Unless they have another React, obviously. So here, we have 3 Transcend cards. So maybe we want to start with Rising Sun Homage and then see what we hit. We might end up greening this turn, but we'll see. Biting Breeze is whatever. Biting Breeze is whatever. Yeah, we can even hold on to green the tips of scale or just use it for lethal. So we'll start with Kakara. I think we can do 100 wins again, but it'd have to be a blue one. All right, they block with Mask. That's fine. We'll still save our grain for lethal. And then we could also get a Pouncing Key. I think that's slightly better, right? Yeah, I think that is slightly better. It's close. Yeah, I think it's slightly better. Okay. Tiger for 1. then we can threaten green on this. Which I think we should just go ahead and do. Because now this forces them to have a react. Okay, Sigil is quite bad for us, I think, there. I'm halfway tempted to Arsenal this Chi, by the way. Just to get it out of hand. Is that correct? This could be a very rough next turn for us, depending on what they have. Blocking with E-Strike. Alright, we do get Mask out of them. Do we want to Arsenal this? It's so risky. How many CNCs have we seen left? Because I think the way our lose condition is just drawing block, or not drawing anything that blocks. I think it's too cute. I think I'm actually just gonna hold on to it. Maybe we should, or I guess I didn't. Okay, I meant to not Arsenal it, but my brain like snapped to Arsenaling it. Okay, this is gonna be turning into another one of those situations where what was that card I Arsenal? Nasty Surprise. It's gonna turn into another Nasty Surprise situation. It's kind of funny though. I'm here for the meme content more than anything, you know. Alright, Kodachi coming in is fine, so they're probably gonna have like a 1 cost. They don't have Mask of Momentum anymore too, which I think is really good for us. And then their Pouncing Paws is also not getting a ton of value. I think we're chilling. Alright, 5 attack is not bad. So we block this with Harmony. Block this with Harmony, yeah. Go to 1, which is a little bit scary against Kodachi's, but we do have levels, so I think we're fine. So if we didn't Arsenal this, it doesn't change a lot because we just block with Pouncing Key, I guess. Huh, I wonder if Arsenaling versus not Arsenaling there. What's better? Alright, we do get levels though, and we'll get... Aspect is probably the highest damage. We do buff, go, get Aspect. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, Arsenaling that was probably wrong just because like now we don't get to like set up an arsenal really. I didn't mean to do this obviously, by the way. I kind of just autopiloted and didn't want to undo. That's fine. So we get him for 2, 2, 1, 3, so let's just strip all the remaining cards out of hand. And as long as we don't brick, which I imagine is pretty improbable given we have a ton of cheat in our deck, we should be chilling. This is a close game though. These IRA lists are getting a lot more refined, and this has a very, very high defensive package like Fate, Sinks, Flicks. Just very, very good cards. I don't know if I consider this a brick. This is pretty close to a brick. I guess we're always threatening like 1/1/1, so I mean it's okay. So I guess we'll start by pitching one of our Biting Breezes, come in for 2. So we can do 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. Should be lethal unless they have like a Sigil again, which would be a little bit unfortunate. But even then, they still have to give us the remainder of their cards. I guess we'll get Pouncing Key just because it doesn't naturally have Go again, so it's more likely to brick us in the future. All right, get him 1 cost attacks. Or I guess it's, or not 1 cost, but one damage attacks. But this isn't even 2 damage, so it's not even correct. All right, as long as they don't Arthur Trey me here or whatever that guy's name is, Alex Trey, Arthur Trey, the Sigil Solace guy. All right, looks like we just barely got there. I wonder where their last Sigil. Okay, so they're 2 hands away from their last Sigil. Pretty interesting deck. Very, very defensive. Fates, Sync. So how many Fates actually? We had 1 Fate. We had... Okay, yeah. Pretty defensive package. So they're not on like full Fates. I think it's just 2 Fates, 2 Sync, or 3 Syncs. How many Flicks? I assume, so 1, 2, 2 Flicks. We have the 3rd Flick in the deck. This is a really solid list. I like this list a lot. You also have like the Rushing River, Fine Center stuff, which is pretty cool. What's Back Wheel Kick? I guess that's also just for looking for scrap, which they were on how many? They had one looking for, there's two looking for scraps. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I like this list a lot. Really, really clean, solid list. Yeah, but I think that about wraps up the games there. Again, thank you all for watching. Let me know how you like our kind of like lighting and green screen setup. We put in a little bit of work. Try to make it a little bit cleaner. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.